Hello and welcome. My name is Anastasia Zatula, and we continue our conversation about roles of a woman. And if you are inspired to be a well-rounded, self-sufficient woman, a woman that draws everything into her life, that has a complete control of her life and what's going on in her life, then you need to have all four roles balanced. And those roles are a woman, a wife, a creator, and a mother, a nurturer. So today we're talking about the last role, and this role is the mother or the nurturer. And if you think, well, I don't even have kids right now, so it's not really for me, you're mistaken. Don't close this video yet, because even if you don't have kids and if you are not even planning to have kids, this role is still very important, and you probably are doing this role even without kids or even without planning to have kids. So this is it's just the name of the role, and but I would say that this role is the most kind of used, is the most developed in our society, in our masculine society. So all four roles are like four pillars that are holding you confidently, sturdy kind of in your life. Now, if one of the pillars would be most developed, you will fall at one point, or if one of the pillars will start slacking, your structure will start to shake. So you need to make sure that all four pillars are really very well developed and constantly. So you're developing all of them every single day, every single throughout your life. Now, I understand that at one point maybe you will have to pay more attention to one role, and so the others will slack a little bit. That's normal throughout life. I mean, things happen. For example, you just started a new job, so you need to put more effort into a new job. So you will be in a role of a nurturer more than in other roles. But again, it should be only temporarily. Or, for example, maybe you just met a guy and you're really in love with him and you think only about him, so obviously you are more in the role of a wife, even though you guys are just dating. So it's understandable as long as it's a temporary kind of thing and it doesn't become a permanent thing in the future. All right, so today we're talking about the role of a mother, and this is your energy of fire. Remember, there is four energies. So the role of a woman is energy of earth. That's what gives you your identity. That's what makes you strong, confident, and powerful in your own right. So you're living and you feel great in your own body, in the world that you are present in there, in your own life. Now, then the role of a wife is energy of water. This is the role when you are somewhat sensitive. It brings your sensuality out. This is the role when you are vulnerable, when you are really, when you're soft, when you are in pleasure. The most feminine role probably for you, for me too, I mean, obviously. And the third role is the role of the creator, and that's your energy of air. This is the role that inspires you, that brings this kind of inspiration out in you. And this is a good role, obviously. It's your energy of air, what gives you optimism, what gives you inspiration. Now, this role, the mother nurturer, is energy of fire. Energy of fire is basically it's a masculine, the most masculine role out of all four roles. So, and in our masculine society, we're spending most of the time in this role. Now, what is it? So it's everything that you do to nurture what you already created. So when you have a child, you create the child, you produce the child. Now you need to make sure that child grows up to be somebody, so that child is able to cater to himself or herself once it's a grown-up adult. So you basically spending energy and effort in a particular routine for that child to grow into something. Or, for example, if you are not inspired to be a mother, maybe you created a project, you wrote a book. Now you have the book. Now you need to do something for that book to see the light. So you need to send it to proofreading. Then you need to do some kind of I don't know, some design bindings or something, then you need to promote the book for the books of the people to know about it and buy that book. So you need to give life to your creation, and this is what the nurturer, the mother role of that of mother or nurturer is doing. So you are doing actions to push your creation into life, to give the life to your creation. You see, you can have a baby, but if you will not care for the baby, if you will not teach the child how to hold the spoon, how to wash himself or herself, I mean, the baby will be incapable, the creation will be useless for the society and obviously a burden for you. So nurturing is always caring and giving life to something that you already produce. Now, in our society, nurturing is mostly caring for the other, for the creations that others produce. And how does it look in our society? It's our work. So if you are going to, if you have a job, this is your nurturing. You're nurturing the projects that are not yours, but you're getting a little money for it or a lot of money for it. So you kind of okay and you're satisfied. This is not ideal, but we live in a masculine society. This is somewhat expected of us, and I guess a lot of people do that, and I did it for some time too myself. So again, this is not ideal, but as I said, most of the people doing it nowadays, because otherwise how else they're going to survive. So but it's not ideal. We're going to hopefully fix it after this video. So but this is something that you need to it's a routine. It's always a routine. So for example, you have a particular goal for your body. So every day you go to the gym and you're doing the same kind of routine. You see, you creating, this is not a role of a woman, because the role of a woman is basically taking care of yourself. But if you have a particular, like I had a client, she wanted to participate in a competition, so she needed a particular body. She hired a whole bunch of trainers and everybody, and they were helping her to create this body. So what she was doing, she was training twice a day, she was eating particular foods. All of this is nurturing. She was nurturing her body to become a particular food. Her body was a project. You see, it was not like she was just going to the gym just to take care of herself. She was creating, she was giving life to a particular project in her life. Now me, going to the gym, this is not a project for me. I go because I enjoy to take care of myself. It's more like kind of somewhat an enjoyment, I would say. All right. Now, ideally, the role of a mother or nurturer is basically nurturing for your own child. You had a child. Now you need to do something with the child for it to become a self-sufficient member of the society. So again, remember, this is we're in the system, in the energetic system of life, and the energetic system of life wants you to do something for the society. So you create the child. Now you need to help the child to grow into something, into somebody who can create life as well. So you need to put particular skills and particular desires into him, particular knowledge, so the child will be able to become a grown-up and continue life. System is very selfish. Remember, system needs continuation, and you're the one who will provide that continuation through your creations and nurturing of those creations. Now, and as I mentioned, just creating something is not enough. You need to be consistent with your actions, so towards that project of yours, so the project will get some life in future. Now, I notice a lot of people, energy of air, who have who create a lot of projects, who have a lot of ideas, but their ideas and their projects never see the life. Why? Because they don't have, they don't nurture their projects. They don't put in any kind of. I even have had an acquaintance. She wrote a few books, but her books were never published. And she's like, oh, I don't know, maybe one day I will do it. So she creates, she has and I even told her, let me publish your books and I will get some kind of percentage. She's like, no, I'm not sure about them. I said, I can send them for the proofreading or something. Again, you see, she created, but her creations don't live. They are not benefiting society because nobody sees them, nobody knows about them. And who knows, they could be masterpieces. So again, you need to or my YouTube channel. If I would create a YouTube channel and never put any kind of videos, or I wouldn't be interacting with you listeners or with my clients, then my YouTube channel will see no life again, because I'm not nurturing it. I'm not putting energy and actions, routinely energy and actions, to make something out of it. You see, so you need to even those I have a couple clients whose YouTube channels became popular like almost overnight, but again, they're not contributing nothing to them right now, and they're not bringing them anything. They're not bringing much to the society as well, because they're empty. They really don't have any kind of videos or anything. So again, nurturing, the role of a nurturer or a mother is catering to the projects that you already created. This also could be, and as I said, often for us, this is our job. So, well, I don't have a job, but for people who do have jobs, this is their jobs. So you basically nurturing the project that somebody had, and now they delegated the task of nurturing to you and to a whole bunch of other people. Now, as with everything else, you need to spend only 25% in this role. So if you have 16 hours a day, just like I do, then you need to spend, because I sleep 8 hours, you need to spend only 4 hours in this role. And this is the role that is seriously abused. You know, people spend most of the time in this role. So how does it usually look? They wake up, they go to work, then they come, they take care of their house, they take care of their kids, and then they're exhausted. You know, why are they exhausted? Because they don't have enough energy, because they don't replenish energy through the role of a wife and through the role of a creator. They have and the role of a woman, because they hardly take care of themselves, because they're so busy and so tired from the work. So again, this role is abused. Why? Because we live in a masculine society and there's certain expectations. But I will tell you, as a person who did both, you don't really need to work too much to have money, or to produce money, or to be taken care of. This is just a belief that you need to. You really, if you will change your beliefs, you will understand that you can do much less for the same amount of money. Now, lucky for me, I always had jobs that I was well paid. But I know people who have jobs who are not even well paid, and they still kind of continue doing them. So anyways, you need to spend only 25% in this role. Now, when I tell somebody you need to spend 25% of your time creating, they're like, oh my God, what am I going to do for 4 hours? How am I going to create? Like, what am I even supposed to do all these 4 hours? But when I tell them you need to spend 25 hours nurturing, they're like, how is it even possible? You know, just to spend time with my kids, I need to spend more time. And again, this is about balancing your life, you know. Maybe when your child is somewhat small, you need to spend more time with the child. But when the child is a teenager, you don't need to be on their back all the time. You know, they allow them to be to develop in their life. Or often women who have nothing going on for them, who don't create, who are not very happy, who don't even date, who don't have partner in their life, they always on their kids kind of tail, because they have nothing else going on for them. So anyways, if I put over here, just like for creation, you need to have energy for nurturing. Remember, creation and the nurturing are masculine roles. So for masculine roles, you need to have energy, and energy comes from your feminine roles, the role of a wife and the role of a woman. You create energy there, and now you use that energy to create and to nurture what you created. If you don't have and I put over here, so many projects usually follow because there is not enough energy. And why there is not enough energy? Because roles are not equally distributed. Just like I said, usually we spend so much nurturing, doing something, taking care of the house, taking care of this, taking care of that, and the energy is never replenished. That's what happened with people who create and then they don't give life to, because it's easier for them to create and it's much harder for them to So they spend energy on creating, and they don't like leave enough energy to nurture that creation. You see, so this is usually happening with people who have a lot of energy of air, in women who have a lot of energy of air. But you have to have, if you will live a balanced life, you will have enough energy for everything. I'm telling you, as a person who does at least 90% of her time lives this balanced life. I do, and you would think that that it's absolutely impossible. No, it is possible. I thought it was impossible, but I will tell you, it's absolutely possible, absolutely. And if you notice, if you're working, let's say 8 or 10 hours a day, are you productive all 10 or 8 hours a day? No, you probably don't. I used to work long hours. Were I productive the whole? No, I wasn't. I mean, couple hours in the morning, I would just be wasting, just walking around, drinking tea or coffee, eating breakfast, talking to others, just trying to wake up. Then I would be a little productive for a couple hours. Then there's lunchtime. After lunch, you're not productive. Then maybe another 2 hours in the afternoon. So here you go, 4 hours only. And while I was working, I obviously didn't nurture nothing else. So my household kind of was taken care of. I had a cleaning lady who would do my laundry, my cleaning and everything. So yeah, I spent only, I would say, productively only 4 hours in that role. So it is very, very possible. And if you say, well, if somebody has kids, how is it possible? It is possible as well. You don't really need to spend that much time with the kids. You just need to spend quality time when you're spending time with them. But you don't need to be with them 24/7. Let them explore the world. Let them learn something. So it's very possible. I have friends and I have clients who have kids, and they are very balanced. Honestly, I admire them. I don't know if I would be as balanced as they are. Okay, now if you will work, let's imagine you will go to work and you work those 8 hours, all 8 hours, or even 10 hours like I used to at one point. What will happen after the energy will finish? I mean, you will be burned out, and that is normal because the energy needs to be replenished all the time, constantly, again and again. And going on vacations every 2 months is a good thing, but it's not how it's supposed to be. It's the extremes, you are working a lot, then you are relaxing a lot. I mean, it's not balanced life. I mean, it's better than nothing, but obviously this is not the best. Now, if you are when you become like when there is not enough energy, what will happen? You remember how I told you, if one role is more developed than all the other roles, at one point you will fall. And this is exactly what happens when you are like working for 10 hours a day. Now, the role of a wife, you are not doing correctly. You are not enjoying a man. You're just trying to grab energy from him. You are probably you're obviously neglecting yourself, so you might start gaining weight or losing weight. Your health is deteriorating, and you obviously are not creating. So you're like, why am I even doing this? It's just there is no light at the end of the tunnel. So at one point you will fall, or you will start grabbing energy from others. Like, for example, if you have a husband and kids, you will be always your husband will owe you always something. You will always be unhappy with him. You will demand something from him. And then with the kids, you will be, why you're not spending more time with me? Why you're not helping me more? Why this and this? Like always having some kind of complaints towards your loved ones because you don't have enough energy and you're trying to grab it from them. You see, so instead of being a leech on the people that you love, replenish the energy yourself. Don't try to become a martyr and sacrifice yourself for the benefit of others. They will not understand that, and they will not really appreciate that. So don't do that. Replenish your energy. They will appreciate much more if you will just use that energy for yourself. Now, you see, I even put over here, you're supposed to be working only 4 hours, and ideally you shouldn't be even working. I mean, it sounds very old-fashioned, I know, but you're not supposed to be working if you are having kids right now. Maybe you can start working when the kids are some of the teenagers, because when they're teenagers, they don't depend on your energy. They're already separated from you, so they're basically operating on their own energy, and they are not as dependent on you. They are capable of catering to themselves, and they don't even need you that much in those moments. So I wouldn't even start kind of working or putting too much work hours if you have little kids. Again, you can delegate taking care of your kids to other people, but then what's the point? You're nurturing the creation of others. So you go into to a job, you're nurturing the creation that was done by others. So somebody's firm, you work in them, and then your own creation is just neglected and nurtured by somebody else. So I would reconsider that. But again, it's my opinion, and I understand how old-fashioned it is. I do understand that there are women who enjoy their careers. I do understand that. All right, so now what you can do, yeah, so now what you can do is, as I said, I have clients, I have friends, obviously, I have my acquaintances, so I do have a lot of women in my in my life who are at different stages of their lives, and some of them, they have kids, they have husbands, they have houses, they have everything. What you can do, not to get burned out, you can delegate certain tasks to other people. So the tasks that you should delegate are the tasks that are not as crucial, like cleaning the house. I mean, is it really important who is going to clean the house? You can delegate probably that. Probably this is something that somebody else can come and clean it within a couple hours, and you don't even need to, and you can spend that hours either creating or spending with your kids, nurturing your kids, or something else, or maybe at your work. So you should delegate tasks that are not your creation, or cooking. Like I have a friend here, she doesn't do no house chores at all. So everything is delegated to other people who come and help. I understand not everybody can do that, but then maybe, I don't know, like buy yourself this little vacuum kind of that moves around and cleans all the time. All right, so what I want to say though, don't try to overwhelm yourself. You only have 4 hours for nurturing. Don't try to be such a good kind of mother and wife. You run around, you're making breakfast, you're making dinners, you're making this and that, and then you run to work, and then you come and you clean, and when you wash clothes, nobody will appreciate it. Nobody will. I'm telling you this. People appreciate and love people who love themselves. So instead of you trying to, and I saw these women in my life. Fortunately, my mom, my grandmothers were not like this. They were working women, obviously, but they would not sacrifice themselves for some kind of perception of ideal family or something. Sometimes when my mom was tired, my father would cook, or well, we didn't really that much order. There was no really options to go and order something, or we would go to our grandparents. They live close by, so we would go and eat them. And then, so I mean, it's like do not try to do everything. Now, on the other hand, I had friends who had mothers like this, and you know what? They were not loved by anybody. Why? Because they were burned out. They couldn't give nothing, neither to their husbands, not to their kids, and nobody appreciated them. Nobody appreciated their efforts. They became old, sick very, very fast, and nobody really wants to care for them because they have nothing to give. We're selfish for a reason. So do not do that. You only have 4 hours. Distribute that evenly. If you have to take care of your kids because your man is too busy, then you need to tell him, listen, I cannot do the job and the kids all together. We need to figure it out. Like choose or something. I'm not sure. Or if you or tell the man, look, I have kids on my hands. I could not be doing the cleaning and the cooking. Help me. Find me somebody who can come and clean. Like let's have a budget for it. So something like that. I'm telling you, if you will decide that it's too much for you, there will be resources to help you. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you. When I decided, I was living in New York, and I decided I'm not cleaning no more. I'm done with the laundry and everything. And I'm like, I can afford to spend, I don't know, I think it was $100 at that time. So $200 a month, I can afford that. It's like I got a raise, first of all, and then my bonuses were much better. So again, do that for yourself. The funds will be found. Another thing that I wanted to mention in this role, a lot of people take on the projects of others, and I'm not talking about the job where you're getting paid, so you're getting at least some kind of energy exchange, at least you're getting money, you're getting some kind of benefit. I'm talking about the projects that you are catering just because of some kind of moral obligations, or maybe out of because you have weak boundaries and you could not say no to others. For example, you decide that you need to take care of your elderly aunt, just because, just because you have such a soft heart. So you brought her over, and now you're catering to her. So you have kids, you have job, and now you have her also. Look, I don't want to be, not a nice person, but this is not your project to take on. Remember, energy only moves forward, never backwards. You are not supposed to be catering to people in your past. Even your parents, you are not supposed to be sacrificing your energy that you're supposed to be given to your children for them to give to their children to the past. You never push energy backwards. Energy only goes forward. Never push energy to the sides, only forward. You see, so technically you're supposed to be catering only to your projects, not to anything else. Now, because of some moral dilemmas, you're starting, okay, so I need to help my parents, I need to help my this, I need to help this, I'm here, somebody asked you to babysit that dog, you took on the dog too. Somebody asked you to, I don't know, to go to their charity, to shelter, help them with that, and you don't really have time, but you're like, I could not say no, I have to go. So this is something that you need to get rid of. These are the projects that do not really, that are not a priority, and they should not be in your life. You can do this kind of projects only if you are like, well, my kids are grown up, I have nothing else to do, I have a lot of energy, so I can go to, like, we have this lady, sometimes she's just so social, she talks to everybody, she's well over retired, and I don't even know how old she is, but she works in school, and she doesn't need the money, she's obviously well off, but she likes it because she has a lot of energy that she wants to give. She wants to care for the projects. Her kids are all grown up, her grandkids are grown up too, so she and her husband, they are happy, and she wants to put her energy somewhere, and that's what she does. So she basically, I don't know even whether she gets paid or maybe she just volunteers, but she loves this. She just goes, and I think here where I live, there are a lot of people like this. Like, I also went to a museum here close by, and there are only volunteers who work there, so people who are not paid, but they like to because they want to contribute. They want to preserve this museum, and they know that the museum doesn't have much funding, so they work there. You see, but again, they took on their projects when they already when they have energy, extra energy, when when their projects were already taken care of. You see, ideally that's not even ideal, but that's not as bad as when you are trying to cater for yourself, trying to create the life for yourself, trying to create life for your children, and now you're taking on some other kind of roles. This you shouldn't be doing it. Oh, here I also put, for example, your partner has a child. That was my friend. So your partner has a child from a previous relationship, and the child has a father and a mother, but for somehow you are the one who is taking care of the child. You are nurturing the child because the parents are busy with their lives. This is not your project. You are not supposed to take it on, and I'm 100% sure nobody will appreciate it. Nobody will. So anytime you will say something to the child will say, you're not my mother. Don't even, open your mouth at me. Do not take. This project needs to fall off. I put cut off any projects that are not yours. That's it. Unless you get in some kind of energy exchange. Unless you do. Like, for example, in my other apartment that I lived, I still have a friend, but we were neighbors. So she has a cat, and she used to ask me to sit with her cat. I didn't mind. I love her cat. I don't have pets myself, so I love to hang out with the cat. Now, every time I would, so she travels a lot, and every time when she didn't want her cat to be by herself, so I would come stay with the cat for 2-3 hours. I would, sometimes maybe work, but again, or play with the cat. So I would spend a couple hours. It was not a burden for me. Again, I would just enjoy it. I could watch a movie or do something. So it was really enjoyable, and every time she would come, she would always insist on paying me. Honestly, I never expected it, but she always would sell me some money. And I don't know, maybe I loved to sit with the cat because of that. I mean, it was not that much, but still it was kind of cute that she was doing it, because I was getting some kind of energy exchange. If she would expect me to do it and I would be super busy and I would felt like I have to go and sit with that cat, that would be not right. Again, this project is not mine, the creation is definitely not mine. Why am I spending my energy over there and not getting nothing? Would be wrong, and I wouldn't be doing this. Lucky for me, I'm kind of I already know where I'm standing, so I definitely will not do that. So again, to remember that get rid of all the projects that are not yours, that are not bringing you no benefit, no energy. Money is energy, so if you're getting some kind of money, some kind of benefit, this is good. But everything else just needs to be off. If your neighbors are getting on your ears every day and trying to grab some energy from you, you need to get rid of them. Like yesterday, I was on the beach and this guy started talking to me, and I'm like, not interested. He's like, well, we're neighbors. I'm like, good for us, but I'm not interested. I was reading the book. I was busy over there. So you need to be absolutely non-negotiable when it comes to what are you nurturing in your life, what are you mothered to, what are you mothering in your life. Again, only the projects that are yours, and the more energy you will put towards your projects, you will see they will become more and more kind of beneficial for you. So maybe you wrote a book, now you promoting it, you've given it life, and you will see the book will start selling and you will get some kind of benefit, some kind of energy exchange. Or your child will grow up, you put a lot of energy into your child, and now the child is self-sufficient, has a profession, has some money comes in, doesn't depend on you. So again, if you didn't put any time in your child, didn't put any skills in your child, didn't teach him or her anything, then the child will depend on you, and you will be dragging this project for your whole life. So again, the more energy you will put into your projects, the faster the project will kind of take on and become self-sufficient again with the child. So it's not like this, the child has to grow, but you understand my meaning. If you could not get rid of your job, then maybe limit to a particular amount of hours. Or if you could not do even that, then delegate the other tasks in your life, like taking care of your house, maybe cooking even. Maybe you can stop by and just buy food somewhere, like I used to do. Or maybe if you have children, maybe you can have babysitters who can do some work for you, or somebody, or tutors who can come and do homework with your kids while you are making those big bucks. So again, only 4 hours, just like every other role. It is a very crucial role. This is the role that we spend the majority of our time. Unfortunately, you shouldn't be, I shouldn't be, but we were programmed to kind of being busy all the time, doing something, you see. But we don't benefit the society by being this rat in a circle. We benefit the society by creating something, by being in pleasure, by being the self-sufficient entity. By just catering to our projects is just a small part of our life. You see, only 25%, and that's how it should be. Again, from my experience, from the experience from my clients, I will tell you, if you will decide that you're only spending 4 hours in this role, maybe 5 if you sleep less than I do, you will find a way. You will find a way. Like one of my clients, she decided that she was working a lot. I will tell you that. But what she did, and she loved her career, she loved what she was doing, but I told her, this is too much, you don't have time to socialize with men because you're working so much. And she wanted to be a mother too. I'm like, how are you going to create when you are nurturing somebody else's company? You will never have time to create something of your own. So what she did, she actually became a freelancer in the same field. Now she's working 3 or 4 hours or even less because she's married right now. In the same field, she's still enjoying what she's doing. She makes pretty good money, but she has time for her other roles. So it is possible. It is possible to learn how to do it. Now I have another client who is a mother. She has 2 little kids. The kids are small. One is 5 and one I think is 3. So what she does, she basically structured her life so that the father of the kids spends some time with them, because he has a role of a father as well. And then the kids are well behaved, I guess, so she, when they are resting, she also takes care of herself or whatever she's doing. And then she has help that comes and spends time with her children when she goes out with her man or something. So again, you see, the kids are very small, so they depend on her, but even then she knows she distributes her time correctly, and she's able to do other roles as well. So it's all up to you. Don't tell me that it's impossible. It is possible. I did it for me. I could say absolutely with like 100% guarantee you that I am productive only 4 hours, and those 4 hours that I use. If I am working, if I have consultations back to back, then I don't record videos, I don't do nothing. Now, if let's say, if I don't, like, I understand that I have certain responsibilities here and there, but I also know that I have responsibility to myself. If I don't replenish myself, if I don't have enough energy, I wouldn't have nothing to give to others. So I would rather reschedule the consultation, or maybe record the video another day or something, instead of me doing it without any kind of energy. What can I give to my clients if I don't have nothing to give? Or if I've been working for many hours with my clients, I'm almost exhausted, then I'm not going to go on a date with the guy, because again, what I'm going to give, I would rather spend time to replenish myself. So you see, I learned how to do it. My clients learn how to do it. I help my friends. I always kind of, if they ask, I always tell them what would be good for them to do. So you can do it as well. Remember, all four roles are important. Not one of them more important than the others. They're all even, all on the same. Just like in the ancient Greece, in the Senate, in the Roman Senate, everybody is equal. Nobody is better than the other. So all the roles are important, and you need to dedicate 4 hours to all of them. If you think it's more important for me to be a nurturer right now than the creator, you're wrong. Maybe when you are a creator, you can create something that will bring you a lot of money, so you don't need to be in the role of a nurturer all the time. So I hope I inspired you. Please do ask questions. Again, the role of a mother, the role of a nurturer, mother, is the role of is the routine that you're doing to bring your projects to life. So to bring your projects to maturity, some kind of maturity. There are a lot of people who start something, never finish, because they don't have enough energy, because they don't continue this role, because they're too busy nurturing somebody else's projects somewhere at work. Unfortunately, this is what happens. That's normal. Not everything kind of not every intercourse ends up in a child, and I understand not every creation is supposed to see the light of life. I do understand that, but if you already creating something, then do put some effort into it, put some kind of routinely task actions to it, so it will have an option to become something big for all of us to see and to witness. All right, that's it. I think I covered everything. 4 hours only in this role. Delegate, get rid of all the projects that has nothing to do with you, or only your energy only should move forward. So your children, your projects are only within yours. You're not supposed to take care of your nephews and nieces. They have their parents. You're not supposed to take care of your parents. They will be fine, by themselves. You can contribute maybe some money, but not your energy, not your time. Then you are not supposed to basically work in, okay, as long as you're getting equal pay, like really good pay for this. Ideally, you should only spend 4 hours, and those 4 hours should be spent on the projects that are most important for you. If you have kids, this is your project right now. If you have something else, then this is your project. Get rid of all the none of your projects and delegate any kind of tasks that are not as important to you. Like, for example, I don't do my taxes. I have an accountant, because I can probably do my taxes, but I prefer to give it to the accountant. I delegate this task because this is not an important project. It's a routine project that is done every year, and he's more knowledgeable than I am. Or I don't know, cooking sometimes. If I don't have time, I go and buy food. Again, this is not the most important project in my life, and I don't need to spend time over there trying to make something that I don't even like to do. So anyways, ask questions if you have. Please send this video to anybody who is inspired to be, again, self-sufficient, kind of confident, strong, feminine woman. Everybody must know this information. It's important, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.